And that's all I got to say, you know. Drugs ain't with me no more, and every time I see somebody talking or saying they want to do it, I do get very upset about it. You know, it's like my temper gets up, and if they do it in front of me, that's it. You know?
All right, see ya.
Take care.
Well, how much time do we have left, Kurt?
It's 10:20.
I know, this is mural.
This been the best show I've had since I've been here. Well, okay, it's quiet.
I knew it was going to get better.
Okay, people.
Because of the drug problem and everything.
Well, see, when I went to New York, okay, in a way, that thing that I was telling you people in the TV that's watching of me stopping for 4 years, I did go to New York, and I came close to becoming a junkie again, because I did take another hit of crack a year and a half ago, okay, and I saw myself heading
right back into it.
Heading back to where I was in Miami, and that's when I said, nah, you know, that's not what brought me here to Arizona. I think what brought me here was my family, and you know, now that I'm talking about my family, if my grandmother is watching, which I know she is, I just want to say happy birthday to my mother, and congratulations on your marriage.
Hey, let's sing it. Happy marriage to you.
Well, after a goofy first half hour, this show
it went good.
Snapped into what it should have been from the beginning.
Public TV all of a sudden got a little bit better today.
Yes,
we should have some fun.
I'm very glad to see this show has gone the way it is.
I think it's great that you're doing something for people your age. That's the reason behind public access and how it should be used.
That's the reason we've been here in this slot for almost 2 years.
I mean, the Christians have enough shows with their preachers for their audiences, don't they?
Why
talk about something real.
Why shouldn't we have our own show?
Right.
Exactly.
I think you do a great job. Best of luck with it.
Line 2.
So, I've been waiting a long time for you to shut the fuck up. Yo, Marty, how many
times? And you're still on the line, and I'm going to talk to you.
How articulate.
Line 1.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear the reason that drugs are illegal, and there's too many people making too much money off of it, and not these, you know, small-time dealers in the inner city. But I mean, how do you think the Contras were paid for? Who do you think paid for the Mujahideen in Afghanistan?
And also and also why you think there's a lot of auction going on now, because all these drug dealers that are making money and buying their new fancy cars and all that, getting it confiscated by the government, and it's being sold to us poor people $400, $200, $300.
Look at how big the government debt is. Those people are scared. That's why all this stuff is getting confiscated. We got to pay for this debt somehow. So what is the government going to do?
This government will never pay its debt off.
What they can't steal with the IRS, they'll steal with the RICO laws.
What's RICO?
The racketeering laws?
Sure, racketeer, influence, corrupt organization. And right now there's an awful lot of people in political power that are acting exactly like that. The thing to remember about a government is what they persecute you for, sometimes they themselves feel guilty about. You know, this government to a big extent is guilty, and they want you to pay for all their mistakes, errors, and sins.
Yeah, it's not like Noriega came as a big surprise to anybody in the government. He's been on our payroll for the last who knows how many years. He was trained in this country.
And it's provable, too. There's documentation, there's witnesses. What are we going to do about it, though?
Well, if I knew that, I think I'd be running for office about now. Or be dead.
Well, all you got to do is just believe. This is a good place to talk about some ideas.
Yeah, basically, closing words, I guess you could say, what we, the little people, I guess you could call us, have to do is just wake up.
There are more of us than there are of them.
You can be as big as you want. Don't call yourself little people.
Yeah.
You're big sovereign individuals, every one of you, that have the right to claim your rights.
Wake up and smell the crack rock. I mean...
Hopefully not.
Wake up, people. It's time to. This is 92, this new year. I mean, if New Year isn't time for starting over, I don't know what is.
Get your sister there.
Well, I think it should be pretty obvious to everybody. It should be pretty obvious to everybody in this country that the real drug problem in this country is not the drugs.
It is the government.
It's all too obvious. It makes you wonder how they're getting away with this scam for so long.
Did you hear about how they let more drugs come into Tucson?
Yeah, how many? 10,000 pounds?
Yeah, something.
To prosecute this guy, he got 28 years in jail. Well, why doesn't the Department of Public Safety head get that? Actually, Robert Hirsch, who's a big attorney in this town, wrote a letter saying exactly that. That's an attorney, okay? It isn't just Lou Perfidio, a.k.a. Great Satan, or you, you know? I mean, people out there are rational. They can see what's going on.
Well, after graduating from an American high school, I tend to understand why some people think the way they do.
Yeah, great education system. We're going to have to get back on that again.
They watch too much television.
Well, I got to let you go.
Okay.
And I think we've run out of time for this evening. We got 1 minute. It's perfect time to wrap up. And I got to say, this kills the Forbidden Zone, as always. Oh, 73rd show. Pretty surprising. They still let us here.
Yeah.
Even though we've touched the same grounds that your show did. And they never said anything to us. I don't know.
Well, you're not saying the bad words, and you're not depicting sexually suggestive material.
But yet, it's the same.
But you're not dressed up like the devil, see? The Christians are afraid of that. I'm
with
sorry.
that,
what was your thought?
And with that, we'll see you next week. The topic next week, I believe it's either another show on pornography, or it might be about the Super Bowl.
No, Super Bowl.
Forget the Super Bowl.
Who knows?
I like how the show was today.
Roll the closing credits and the closed music. We are out of here, and see you next week.